As discussed in previous lessons, MVC consists of three basic components: model, view, and controller. We have already seen the details of each component in previous lessons. Before understanding the architecture of MVC application, let's revise the concept of the components of MVC. Models. The whole logic of your web app is placed in model objects. These model objects also interact with a database for storing and retrieving information. For example, the user details while signing up is carried and stored by model objects in the database. Views. As the name suggests, view deals with the user interface, UI. The view uses data of model objects to develop UI. All the UI controls, like text boxes, buttons, labels, and drop-down lists, etc., are part of views. Controllers. This is where main work is done. The controller manages user interaction with model and then renders the information back to UI with the help of view objects. In short, you can say that controller acts as a bridge between model and view. Understanding architecture. Everything in MVC application is loosely coupled, which means the change in one part will not affect other parts. First of all, views, user interface, is kept separated from the business logic and database of the application. At any point, you can change the interface of your application without changing other components, model and controller. Let's suppose you want to design the interface using Silverlight instead of HTML. You can do this easily. Separating controller from the whole application has proven to be very useful. There are scenarios where you want to change the way the user interacts with the UI of your application, so you don't need to change the view and model of your application for doing so. Just make the appropriate changes in controller part. MVC application folder conventions. Any MVC application contains folders. App_data, all the database files reside in this folder. A local instance of SQL also resides in it. Content, all the images of CSS files reside here. Controllers, all the classes of controllers reside in this folder. Models, all the classes of model reside in this folder. Scripts, in this folder, all the files of JavaScript and jQuery reside. Views, contains all the views of MVC application. When building an MVC application, you should place controller classes in controller folder, model in a model folder, and all the scripts in scripts folder. This way, you can easily maintain the application.